How's everybody tonight? Hopefully having a good Thursday. We're almost to the weekend. We're opening just one thing tonight, but before we get started ripping, a little information to go over. Feedback, 100% automated on eBay, and that's really just so you don't ever have to wait on me, right? I don't have enough hours in the day, so that makes sure that you get taken care of right away when you leave feedback. Second thing there, of course, is to say thank you. Always appreciate you being here, bidding, breaking, chatting, hanging out with me, keeping me company, and all the things like that. We're going to take a look now at what's coming up in the days ahead. So tomorrow night, we do have one new release tomorrow, and that is Spectra football. We will open a case of that tomorrow, along with a half case of Archives baseball, which is the back half of a case we started, I don't know, a week or 10 days ago, somewhere in that general vicinity. Then Saturday night will be an off night, but as a result, we'll break on Sunday. And on Sunday, we'll once again go for an 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific start time. We're going to open a 5-box case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys, Series 2. So I think some different signers and things in Series 2. Probably some duplication with Series 1, but also some new things from what I understand. Then on Monday, we're going to break the last case I have of Chronicles Baseball. So we'll bust into another 16-box case there. Then on Tuesday, we will open a case of 5-Star Baseball, which I think is the last case of that I have. I wouldn't swear to it, but I think maybe it is. And then we'll bust into another case of Spectra that same night as well. So that's what you need to know about what is coming up. Now, here's what you need to know about the rest of the story. So we're just opening the one thing tonight, and I am expecting that it should be on the way to you approximately Tuesday. Now, if I can get it out the door to you faster than Tuesday, I will gladly do so, but I'm not certain that I can, so we're going to leave it setting at Tuesday, and then we're just going to hope I can get it done faster, right? We don't need to worry about consolation cards in this break either. Everybody is going to pull cards of some sort in this break, so we don't have to worry about that little piece of business, which is just going to roll us right onto our spreadsheet. It is a 12-box full case break of Optic baseball. This is break number 4, and of course it ended tonight on eBay, Thursday night, the 12th of September, same night that we are breaking it. And team names are there on one side, and the eBay user ID of the winning bidder is up in lights across from each team on the opposite side. All right, so we're about ready to roll. I'm going to change up the focus here a tiny little bit. So you're going to see that the background goes out of focus, but I don't want you to be worried about that. That is intentional, and we will be able to see our cards perfectly in focus. Actually better than we would have been able to see them if I hadn't just done that. How about that for tricks, right? All right, let's get, I got to get this case open, get these boxes out of here. I would imagine by now probably most of you have opened Optic at some point this year. But what we're looking for is 2 autographs per box. That is on average. So lots of things come into play there, meaning that sometimes a hit is replaced with a points card, a rewards point card. If that happens, we give the points card out using random.org. Every once in a while, we might find some extra autographs, like in a hot box or something like that. And every once in a while, they just mess up and don't give us what they're supposed to give us. But fortunately, that is rare. But of course, that's why Panini likes to say on average there, because they're doing a little CYA, is what that's called. All right, and there you see on the side what else we're looking for. Rated rookie signatures. There's our 2 autographs per box. Hot boxes featuring, some of them will have 5 autographs or 20 numbered parallels. We may probably find one of each of those type of hot boxes in here. I don't think there's any specific guarantee that we will, but we probably will. Since it's a full case, I would expect that we most likely will. And as always, we spend as long getting the stuff out of the wrappers as we spend actually looking at the cards. So that seems like that's the majority of the time spent on mini breaks, is simply extracting the product. This is no exception. So what we're going to do is, through this first box, we'll go a little bit slower through it so that I can give you an idea of, hey, this is what we're looking for. This is what you're, what you can expect to see. And then we'll go faster through the subsequent boxes. So that's kind of how we're going to roll here tonight. Jay Allen is here. Hi. You said you need the twins and the fillies, and you don't know how long you're going to be able to hang with us tonight. All right. Well, listen, man, sleep is important, so I understand. I'm actually hoping myself to get to sleep at a reasonable hour tonight. It has been one of those weeks, and everything that could go out of whack has gone out of whack. And I'm in need of a little sleep myself, sir, so I understand. But to that end, I do have like, I don't know, 5 or so cases of Red Bull. So I do have enough Red Bull to keep me up for all of time and eternity, which I do have to tap into occasionally. I know, it's probably really bad for me, too. I mean, I think most things, according to all the reports, there's always somebody who will say no matter what you're doing, it's bad for you. And then usually there's an opposing opinion somewhere that will show you what's good about what you're doing. But these days, I don't think there's anything anybody does that doesn't have somebody saying, oh, yeah, that could be really bad for you. Alan, you're here. You're joining us from Switzerland. Well, how about that, Alan? Nice. And you have the A's, the Cardinals, and the Nationals. And Billy's looking for the Red Sox and the Brewers. All right. Alan, I don't remember seeing anybody shipping internationally. Maybe I just didn't notice it. So Switzerland, what time is it there? Or is it like the middle of the night for you? Or actually, it's probably early in the day, isn't it? Maybe. Well, our first hit is a nice one. That is Albert Pujols on the MVP signatures insert, and he's a Cardinal on that. So how about that to get you started, Alan? So Switzerland is off to a nice little start there. I think I have that kind of crooked, don't I? Maybe that's better. I don't know. So illusions, we're going to find this insert throughout. They are generally refractors or prisms. A prism and a refractor, FYI, is the same thing. It's just Topps calls them refractors, Panini calls them prisms. I am likely to go back and forth and call them sometimes one thing and sometimes another. Just know they are the same, no matter which I call it. Red, white, and blue parallels will be numbered to 150. So all the red, white, and blue that you see, and we'll see a fair amount of it, is going to be to 150. A bunch of just base cards, base inserts. Of course, some of these are rated rookies, but they're still the base version. Mythical, those again are largely going to be unnumbered. We may occasionally run across one that's a prism, but even those are generally not numbered. And Mr. Acuna here, Action All-Stars, that is a prism, and I believe that maybe that whole Action All-Stars set, I think all of them are prisms, but we'll have to find out for sure as we go along. A rated rookie parallel, a base prism for Brendan Rodgers. The base prisms are also unnumbered. And what else do we need to talk about in this first box? Peak Performers. We'll find loads of those. Occasionally we'll find one that's a prism, but they're generally unnumbered. And that is for the Tigers. Candelario, also just a base prism that isn't numbered. I almost said refractor. See there, I caught myself. There's Castanera for the Brewers. I see some numbered stuff coming up here for the Astros. Alan, you said it is 3 a.m. where you are. Well, man, you're doing well. You're like up and at 'em and going. I'm impressed. This is Miles Straw for the Astros. It's numbered to 60. You'll also notice that has a little bit of curvature to it. And there are many that we're going to see that have that little bit of curvature to them. It has to do with the type of coating that goes on these cards to make them so pretty. Yeah, it also means it makes them curve up some. But not to worry, not to worry. If you put them in a top loader or whatever, it'll usually straighten them right on out. Pink Velocity, Caleb Ferguson, that heads to the Dodgers. It is numbered to 199. There are other colors of Velocity as well, but the pink ones are to 199 when we run across them. It's Bumgarner. And we should still have another autograph somewhere in this box. And just like that, look at the start you're off to, Alan. We have got 2 hits in this box. They're both St. Louis Cardinals. You had the Albert Pujols, which is a great hit. Now you have your rookie Dakota Hudson right behind it. So Cardinals with a good start tonight. A Diamond Kings Prism for Shohei Ohtani and the Angels. And a bunch of base. So that's kind of, in general, the stuff we're going to find. So I'm not going to really stop and talk about all of those various things as we go through, unless they're numbered or something's particularly interesting about it. We'll kind of go through these other boxes at a little bit faster clip. Jay Allen, you said you've heard people say water's bad for you. You know what? I haven't gotten that far yet, although I have had people that try to argue with you that you should only be drinking certain types of water, right? Like alkaline water, and, you know, you're only supposed to drink that, or you're only supposed to drink, you know, whatever. So I haven't had anybody tell me outright that it's just, you know, that is bad for me. But I have definitely had people who will advocate that there's only a special type of water that's good for you. Like, well, you know what? It hasn't killed me yet. So if I've made it this far without water killing me, I'll be all right. Or Red Bull too, or whatever else. So yeah, maybe I could be healthier. But it's better than, you know, taking a nap here in the middle of the break, right? Ooh, Strong Crosby. I like Fiji water. I do. I will admit it. I like Fiji water. An Arrowhead. That's another spring water. It's more West Coast. On the East Coast, the equivalent of Arrowhead is like Deer Park or Ice Mountain. It's kind of the same as Arrowhead out west, but those all come from spring water sources, which I will admit I do think has a little bit better taste than Dasani and the stuff like that comes strictly from, it's really just municipal water supplies that is Dasani and that type stuff. Just goes through some extra filtration and whatever, I guess. Well, it seems like this might be a hot box, doesn't it? Because it seems like I'm seeing a lot of extra things glowing and gleaming and whatnot in here. So we'll find out as we go along. But I think this could possibly be one of our hot boxes. And probably the one that has all the numbered inserts. So numbered to 75, that is for the Pirates. That's a nice little royal blue color there. Whenever you see that royal blue, you know it's going to be numbered to 75. There's also a Carolina kind of blue. We'll probably find some of those. The other Velocity, not the pink, but the teal. And the teal are numbered to 35. That is unbelievably another St. Louis Cardinal. So, Alan, so far, it's been worth staying up for, right? I mean, you're doing all right. We're only one box in, one in a piece. Kyle Tucker, that's a nice one for the Astros, numbered to 125. Another royal blue, that's the Orioles, to 75 with Trey Mancini. It's to 125 for the Mariners with Encarnacion. There's Harrison Bader. Pink velocities, as a reminder, are to 199. Should probably create a separate little stack maybe for the velocities. What do you think? You think that sounds like a good plan? I do. To that end, let's put Harrison in a sleeve too. There we go. We'll just keep all those velocities happy. Gold, Nelson Cruz. That is numbered to 10. So not too shabby there for the Minnesota Twins to 10. I've got all kinds of different stacks of stuff going on over there now. It's another just base refractor. That was Christian Stewart. Kikuchi to 199, pink velocity for the Mariners. We are for sure in a hot box, by the way, if you hadn't figured that out, which I bet you had. That is numbered to 99, Shohei Ohtani, Diamond Kings refractor for the Angels. And obviously we're in the hot box that has all the numbered parallels at the moment. We may find ourselves with, I don't remember, I don't think there's extra autographs in here when it's all this type of hot box, but we'll find out as we go along. Mitch Haniger, that's numbered to 60 for the Mariners. So this is the Carolina blue. Remember earlier I said the royal blue, the UK blue is to 75. Well, the Carolina blue, or the light blue, is to 50. So we'll find plenty of each of those probably before we're done. To 199 for the Minnesota Twins. That's Barrios. An Illusions Prism. Reyes, Padres, Optic Autographs is our card set. That one is actually a sticker autograph for Franmil Reyes. Purple, we hadn't really seen a purple yet, and that's to 125. There'll be plenty of those to pave the way as well today. Manny Machado on a prism, that's to 150 for the Astros. Mookie Betts is unnumbered, of course, and Aaron Judge to 125. That's purple for the Yankees. Tell you what, I am running out of places to stack some of this too, so I think we'll just make... I was trying to keep all the colors separate, but I think we're going to just do it a little differently, and maybe we'll recap just the lowest numbered stuff, because we're going to find a lot of numbered things overall. That is orange to 99. And it was for the Atlanta Braves, of course. Man, something bit me, too, just right now. Daggone it. I tell you what, it just kills me. Every time I open the door, some stupid mosquito flies in here. It's to 125 purple. Oh, but here's one better for you. This is to 75. That was Andujar for the Yankees. This is to 199, the Braves, pink velocity. We had a stupid wasp build a nest right above our storm door, front screen door. And when you opened it, like, it jarred the nest. Yeah, how cool was that? It's to 125. It's purple for the Orioles. It's a base prism, another base prism. This should be to 60. Max Muncy for the Dodgers. Yeah, I tell you what, I got lucky in the sense that at some point when the door was opened, we had a cable repair guy here, what was it, a few weeks back. And that's actually when I noticed it, because a wasp, I didn't even notice it right then. I noticed it slightly after he was gone, a day or so. But anyway, when he was coming in and out, he let a wasp in the house. And I was like, oh my God. You know, so we're chasing the wasp around the house, trying to kill it before it stings us, etc. And I'm thinking, why do I, how did a wasp get in here? You know, was the guy just standing there holding the door open or what? And then found out, I don't know, a day or so later. Oh yeah, a big nest up above the storm door. And that little sucker had to build that thing fast, too. It's just one day it was there, and the next day it wasn't. So yeah, that was fun. J. Allen, you have to keep 4 full cans of wasp and hornet spray on hand. The farther south you go, the worse it gets. Yes, Strong Crosby, there were 2 autographs in here. It was Franmil Reyes and Kyle Tucker was the other one, right? That was obviously the hot box for the numbered parallels. You know, there's 2 different types of hot boxes. The one that has 5 autographs, and then there's one that has, 20 numbered parallels. The one we just finished, obviously, was the one that had all those numbered parallels. It was not the hot box for autographs. Yeah, I was pretty nervous about knocking that wasp nest down, I'll tell you. I was afraid that when we knocked it down, we were going to get just swarmed or something. But then I thought, well, maybe that was just the one, right? Maybe it was just the one that got in the house and was dead. Maybe there was no other one attached to that nest. So we got brave and got the broom handle and knocked it and ran. And nothing came out chasing us, so, you know. We survived anyway, which is, of course, the moral of the story. Still $1.99. That's James Paxton, pink velocity for the Yankees. And Rowdy Tellez, I'm not sure why he was faced around, but he was. Joe Adele, those are both rated rookies. Then we have a Matt Chapman that is numbered to 76. And usually those ones numbered to 76, like, say, We the People in the background, but I don't see it on that one, so I don't know why that one's the way it is, but anyway. Here comes a nice little hit. A rated prospect Joe Adele autograph for the Angels. Very, very nice. Senzel to 150. That is the 150th anniversary as well. Says on there. But of course, again, those are the red, white, and blue ones that we're accustomed to seeing. But it just doesn't normally say 150th anniversary on it, I don't think, like that one did. Maybe they do, but I don't. Maybe they all do, and I just didn't notice it before. But anyway, the red, white, and blue are to 150. And Nick Senzel's out for the year for my Reds. Talk about a bummer, man. Dennis Santana to 35. Teal velocity. Dodgers. Yeah, I'm super bummed about Senzel. Honestly, he hadn't been, like, totally playing all that well for the past few weeks anyway. But, you know, that whole weird thing where they tried to change his swing kind of effed him up. It's to 199 pink velocity for the Phillies. Playing the Braves right now, I think. Mazzara with the Carolina blue, numbered to 50. That's a Prism Diamond Kings. Pink velocity to 199 for the Pirates. Cole Tucker. That is Brandon Crawford to 125. But, you know, maybe that's part of the reason he was playing not as well. Maybe this injury was kind of brewing before it actually fully took hold. I think that's definitely a possibility. It's also a possibility that maybe them trying to change his batting stance created it. I mean, you never know. Brandon Crawford to 75, Giants. Barucki, Toronto Blue Jays to 99. Tell you what, I may just wait and sleeve some of this stuff later. Move a little faster. That's to 150 for the Cardinals. And there's another Nick Senzel, just a base Prism. This is to 199. Pink Velocity, Sean Newcomb. You're watching the Braves and the Phillies right now. What's the score? It was 5-4 the last I saw. It's to 125, Tyler O'Neill, St. Louis Cardinals. To 150 for the Rockies. To 125 for the Rangers. That's just base. Prism there for the Red Sox. Brendan Rodgers, 199, Pink Velocity, Rockies. Significant signatures. We have Juan Gonzalez, numbered 250. How about that? If you've got the Rangers, getting a little Gonzalez to 50. Not too bad if you're sitting on Texas tonight. Hosmer to 125, Padres. Whoops, that is Altuve. I'm one of those Action All-Stars. It's Prism. There's Joey Gallo and Joey for the Rangers, another orange to 99. Chris Bryant, Pink Velocity, 199. Still 5-4. Okay. Numbered to 60, Barrios. And on and on and on we go. Next week on Wednesday is a big new release day. We have Bowman Chrome Baseball and XR Football and something else. National Treasures Collegiate Football maybe is the third thing. I think that's right. That's NT Collegiate. Or it's maybe Flawless. I think it's NT Collegiate. I don't think we're at Flawless Collegiate yet. So we're going to be busy, busy, busy on Wednesday. And I have got just a massive amount of Bowman Chrome coming in. Like, way more than probably I even should have coming in, because I will never in my lifetime get all that broken. Not with all the other stuff we have to break, but you know me and my Bowman. I'm gonna get as much as they will give me. That is always the case with a Bowman release. Did we just break NT Collegiate? Then maybe it's something else. I can't remember what then maybe it's a different sport. Maybe it's NT Collegiate Baseball then or something instead of football. I can't really remember. You're right, though. We did just break NT Collegiate Football, so I don't know what it is then. This collegiate is something, I think. Oh, I got to start writing these things down. Pretty sure there's some collegiate NT next week, but maybe it's baseball then? Could it be? It's too early for basketball. I don't know what it is. Or maybe it is, not NT, but what I said a minute ago, Flawless. Could be Flawless Collegiate. And I just got my vernacular wrong. I don't know. Matt, you've seen a lot of nice color for Rockies and Pirates, and now you're ready for some ink. All right, my friend, let's try and do it. Let's get that mojo flowing. Significant signatures, Charles Johnson for the Marlins. That's one you don't pull every day. I have to tell you guys, my chair is broken. And I'm sharing this with you because I'm shifting around even more than normal. I don't know what in the world happened to it. I tried to, it's a folding chair, right, that I use for breaking. And so I go to unfold it, and it kind of acts weird, like it doesn't totally want to open. I don't really think that much about it. And then I sat down in it, and it's like really sloped, trying to slide me out into the floor. That is pink velocity to 199 for the Nationals Carter Key Boom. So yeah, I don't know what is happening with my chair. So if you just suddenly see me go flying, and like I just suddenly shoot out of sight, you're gonna know what happened, that my chair just dumped me in the floor. So I don't know. I'm trying to find a way to sit in it without going overboard, but it is not my friend right now. So I will definitely have to make a Sam's Club run in the morning and go buy myself a new little folding chair, I think. And here we have a rated rookie Kevin Newman to 125 for the Pirates. Well, Jay Allen, I do have an office chair. And by the way, Matt, that's exactly what you asked for. So the mojo is working with you. I do have, and that's your Pirates too, an office chair, in the office part. I do. I have a nice little rolling chair in there. Mythical Chris Bryant, unnumbered. But it's really kind of too high to work with this table that I use for breaking. It just won't work with it. I set up too high. The only thing that gets me at the right height is really a folding chair. Justice Sheffield for the Mariners. Because, yeah, over the years, I've tried a bunch of different stuff. I've tried to use stools and office chairs. And, I've tried a zillion different things because, honestly, these folding chairs are not the most comfortable in the world. But what are you going to do? This is Jacob Nix for the Padres. It is numbered to 35. And are we in an autograph hot box? That's our third, at least, maybe our fourth. Did Charles Johnson come out of here too? I think he did. I think we're in an autograph hot box. I'm pretty sure we are. Now I know we are. Dontrell Willis, 250. Significant signatures. Another one headed to the Marlins. Marlins hitting 2 of the 5 out of the signature hot box. How about that for ROI? Not too shabby. So yeah, I'm kind of bumming about this chair because it's literally like I am about ready to slide right out of it and just slide under the table. And that means I got to take time out in the morning to go down to Sam's Club and get another chair, and I don't have time to do that either. Got stuff to get sorted and out the door to you guys, and I'm gonna have to waste time to go get a chair, but I don't think I can keep going too long in this one. Of course, I have had it for a long time, and I do sit in it an extraordinary amount of the time, because obviously, I'm using this part of the table when we break, and then to my right, I have more mats set up and all my supplies and things, and I just slide down there and do my sorting, down there. So my body is in this chair a lot. And it finally, I guess, just said, hey, stop eating, the Oreos or whatever, and gave out on me. Seems to be the case. Alan, you're going to have to hang it up and go to bed. I don't blame you, man. Considering it's 3:30 a.m. for you. Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, maybe we can find you something else good for your team here in this final box that you're watching. Not the final box of the night, of course. Jay Allen says his Twins and his Phillies. Where are they? I'm paraphrasing. That's basically the moral of the story there for Jay Allen, is he wants his Twins and his Phillies. He's waiting on them. We'll see what we can come up with here. It's the peanut butter patties. Yeah, well, fortunately, I told you, man, I don't buy extra of that Girl Scout stuff, and I wait until it's almost time for cookie selling season to be over to go buy them so that I can't, rebuy them. I know those are deadly for me. They are deadly. And those fudge-covered Nutter Butters that are out now, those are equally deadly. I cannot buy those either because I would just eat them all before anybody else even got their hands on them. Francisco Lindor, Indians. I didn't always crave sweet stuff either. I used to really prefer salt, and then lately, I don't know, been on a bit of a sweets kick. Rowdy Tellez, Toronto Blue Jays. So Blue Jays at least on the board here with a little ink. Oh, nice. I like that you hit this one, Brewers. This is Keston Hiura. He's been playing really well. He's probably pretty close to coming back to action. He's, of course, been out with an injury. And I want to say that they're, he's maybe getting some on-field work, but not quite game ready yet. I want to say that's about the stage of where he is, but he should be back in action certainly before the season's over. So that's an example of peak performers that is a refractor / prism. That's what they look like. To 199, Carlos Correa, Astros. Well, Jay Allen, yeah, I know. My mom actually talks about that. She doesn't freeze Girl Scout cookies, but her mother did. My grandmother did. Used to get them and then put them in the freezer because, she wanted to have some later in the year. My grandmother was a really tiny little woman. She probably could have eaten everything she had in those Girl Scout cookies all at once and wouldn't have gained anything. Taylor Ward and the Angels to 150. But yeah, I do remember my mom telling me that my grandmother used to do that. Apparently they freeze pretty well, so they say. Anyway. Alrighty, chugging along here. So I was having some conversations by way of eBay email or eBay messages, whatever, earlier today, and I learned something interesting. Someone who breaks here, pretty often, talking about they had gone to their local card shop and bought a box of Gold Standard football, a personal box for themselves. And that's a 1-pack per box kind of deal. And when they opened it up, in one box, they got 3 points cards and a relic, and that was it. So all their hits except for one little measly relic had been replaced by points cards. I've never seen that. As you know, I don't like points cards, and we've all had breaks and seen stuff where a lot may come out of one particular case, and by a lot, I might mean 2 or 3 in a whole case. But can you imagine being this guy and you go spend that much money, because that's not an inexpensive product. You go spend that kind of money to buy a box of Gold Standard football for yourself, and you open it up and 3 of the things are point cards. That was just crazy. So he reported it to Panini, and I think they're going to do something to, make it right or help him out or something. But that was, that's just crazy. But, we've seen stuff happen before. Some of you guys were doing a break with me when we were opening Bowman, and I opened a case of Bowman Jumbo, and we were short an entire jumbo box. And I think we were only doing a half case break that night, so it worked out, and I was able to go buy a replacement box at twice the price, but I was able to get a replacement box to even it out. But yeah, you open up the case, a whole friggin' box was gone. And then we've had products in Hoops a year or so ago where we opened several boxes where we either got no hits or we would get 1 hit or no hits when we should have had something more. I think it was in Prism or Hoops where we got none in some boxes and should have had 1. And then there was some other product where we were supposed to get 2, and we had a couple of different cases where not the whole case, but just some of the boxes you'd only get 1 instead of the 2. So definitely they sometimes go off the rails. That's to 99 Benintendi for the Red Sox. And then, you know, I hear things about what you guys see, too. That was numbered to 75, Mookie Betts. Like the time someone told us, was it Playbook? No. It was Museum Collection Baseball, maybe a year or two ago. And this did not happen to me, but one of you all, maybe not one of you watching tonight, but one of my customers was in another break. It's to 199 Pink Velocity Mike Trout, where in the whole case of Museum Collection, every single box they opened in the case had a 1 of 1 in it. So, I mean, definitely weird stuff can happen. I guess if you open enough stuff or watch enough stuff being opened, you run across it, but... Cedric Mullins and the Baltimore Orioles. Jay Allen, you said you'd be filing legal paperwork if that happened to you. Oh, yeah. Fortunately, it sounded like they were or had made it right for him. They just had asked him to, like, cut out the UPC from the box and, I don't know, some other weird stuff. But I think they did ultimately sort it for him. Look at that. How about you, Milwaukee Brewers? You had the other Keston just a minute ago. Now you have a nice little orange parallel Keston Hira to 99 on a rated prospect. It's a nice hit for the Brewers. Kid's good. I'm sure he'll just get better, too, as he goes along. I like him, obviously, you can tell. But I'm fond of some of these young kids. He's one of them that I like to watch. You haven't been able to see because you're watching your kids, and you want to know if we've had any good Rangers, Giants, or Diamondbacks. Yeah, we had a Ranger. Oh, yeah, Jay Allen typed it in there. There we go. Yeah, Juan Gonzalez. And then, I don't know what else. Maybe, I mean, I don't know about numbered stuff, but I don't think we've had any other autographs beyond that one so far for those 3 teams. And hi, Billy G. And Jay Allen, thank you for helping me out there and answering Michael. Appreciate you, as always. So that box that we just finished, by the way, was our halfway point. So we have opened 6. We have 6 to go. And I have a kitty who's considering paying me a visit. So hang on a second here and let me redirect his energy. All right. He has changed his mind, I guess, now. But he was about to come over here and join the party. He sometimes gets a little rowdy, especially if he is being chased. So, yeah, had to just kind of make sure we kept him on the straight and narrow. He likes to run this way if he thinks somebody's going to get him because, you know, I'll take care of him out of habit from when he was little. Because he got bullied just mercilessly when he first came in the house. But also, he was a pain in the butt, right? I mean, he was terrible to the other cat. He was always trying to ride his back like, you know, like the other cat was a horse and he was a cowboy kind of deal. He really just wanted to play, but the other cat's a little bit older and was like, no, dude, I don't want to play with you. And so then they would, you know, he'd get chased down and they'd attempt to kill him. Not really attempt to kill him, but it seemed like it sometimes. So yeah, so when he gets chased, he has a tendency to want to run right to me. Hi, Joe Smith. We have had a Dodger, I think. I know I remember saying Dodgers, but what I don't remember is if it was numbered or if it was an autograph, but I think maybe it's Caleb Ferguson autograph, but I would not 100% swear to that. We will, of course, recap the autographs at the end of the break. Pink Velocity to 199 Padres, Paddock. but potentially that. Atlanta Braves, Colby, headed your way. Another pink performers. Did I say pink? I meant peak, and I was thinking pink velocity, and I think I said pink performers. Josh James for the Houston Astros. Jay Allen, you're not 100% sure about the Dodgers either. Well, at least I'm not alone this time. Usually I'm the only one who can't remember. We must be in another autograph hot box, right? Because we're still finding autographs, and I think we've already seen 2 out of here, haven't we? Brad Keller and the Kansas City Royals, orange parallel to 99. Tukey, Atlanta Braves, definitely hot box city right here. It's numbered to 50 for Tukey. And that's a Max Muncy Diamond Kings Prism. Pink Velocity to 199 Red Sox. I did say pink performers. Okay, sorry. I thought maybe I did, because just from saying pink velocity, I was like, did I just say pink performers instead of peak? Ah, well. If that's the only bad thing I say, I'll be all right today, I guess. That is to 150 for the Diamondbacks. Jonathan Loaisiga. I don't know. I say it wrong every time. Anyway, it's the Yankees. All right. Chugging right along we are. Jay Allen's reminding me he needs Twins and Phillies mojo. We got to bring the love here. I will do my very best. I'm excited about Bowman Chrome. Although, as usual, I am not getting nearly as much of the jumbo as I would like to get. And every distributor, well, not every, but my main distributor did it completely different ratios from everybody else. And, of course, the way they worked it, I got like half of the chrome I would have gotten, jumbo, that I would have gotten with anybody else. And that's one of those products where there's certain products where the distributors do ratios. And you can't just say, oh, I want just the jumbo. Nope, doesn't work like that. You've got to buy X number of cases of the hobby version to get 1 case of the jumbo. And so most of my distributors had a certain ratio this year. And then the place where I have most of my stuff coming from did a completely different ratio. I was like, oh, man. Because if I had known it, I would have just ordered it differently entirely. And then we would have had more jumbo than we're going to get. But, oh well. We'll work with what we've got. We'll have plenty, believe me. Probably upwards of 10 cases of hobby. I told you I like it. I buy a lot. So 150, the Mets. Miles Straw out for the Houston Astros. I think we may have seen Miles before. Jay Allen says, go get a new distributor. Oh, Jay Allen, you cannot do that. It does not work like that. Everything is all about your past sales history. So if you tried to start over with somebody new at this point in time, there is no way you would get any product. It says numbered to 50, Jeff McNeil and the Mets. Yeah, and in fact, some of the distributors don't even take new customers at this point because they don't even have enough product to go around with their current customers. Definitely, they have you over a barrel, and they know it. They know it. Peak performers again. Arenado and the Rockies. White Sox, Michael Kopech. It's an MPV Altuve Prism. It's to 125 for the Padres. Cal Quantrill. Mythical Prism, Arenado. Base Prism for Keller and the Royals. And that was a base Freeland for the Rockies. So my Reds are playing out in Seattle on this last little road trip, and boy, it's been ugly. And we keep getting beat by like the same dang kid. Kyle Lewis, man. Kyle Lewis. Last night he knocked in I think it was a 2-run homer, and then he might not be the one that hit the winning one the night before, but he homered the night before too. This kid Kyle Lewis, his very first hit in the major leagues was a home run off of our pitcher the night before last. That figures, doesn't it? That's about right for the Reds. But since they are playing in Seattle, they start late, so I get to see a bunch of the game after the break finishes up. There's still most of the game left, really. They've been starting around 10 o'clock, 10:15, stuff like that, so that's been kind of nice. Most of the time I get to see the beginning of a game and then not the end because I'm doing a break, and this time I'll miss a little bit of the beginning, but I'll get to see the rest of it. Unless we're playing so badly that I have to turn it off, which sometimes happens. Jay Allen, you're heading out for the night. All right, brother, we'll get some good sleep. I know you've got to get up early tomorrow, so go get some Z's, and we will keep working on it there for your Twins and your Phillies, all right? We'll keep the mojo fired up for you. I'm bummed about Senzel, though. I think it was his right shoulder that had a torn labrum. I think that kind of thing is pretty slow to heal, isn't it? Doesn't it require surgery sometimes? Maybe not every time, but sometimes, doesn't it? Of course, it doesn't matter. It's not like the Reds are going to the postseason. And the regular season's almost over, so it's not like he's on a clock to get back, but that kid has just had the worst luck. Chris Paddock to 99, Padres. I mean, you remember when he should have been up long before he was, but he was having bouts of vertigo, and he, like, broke something. I don't remember, like a thumb or a finger or something, and had some other problems. Tristan McKenzie for the Indians. To be as young as he is, he's had a lot of things like that. That was a Cole Tucker base prism. Tukey for the Braves. And now he's got the torn labrum out for the rest of the year. Nationals. Still 150, Stanton. So I just feel like he's had a terrible run of bad luck. But at least he got called up this year, and he played well for the first little bit. He just kind of in the last few weeks is when he fell off a bit, started struggling a little bit, but as a whole, of course, he'll be fine. And they figured Aquino out finally, so he's not getting, homers every single night now like he was, but I'm sure he'll get back in a groove as well. I think it's always easier right when you first come up. I mean, there are often a lot of expectations, but also pitchers, and they haven't figured you out yet, so you can get by with a lot more until they do. Eloy, that is a nice hit for the White Sox. It's an MVP prism for Mike Trout that went by, and an Andrew Haney base prism. You say base prism, and that's to 150. Mookie Betts. Michael, it's your first break. Well, hey, welcome, Michael. You usually just open a full case of it yourself? Yeah, that can be a lot of fun for sure. But also, it can be a drag if you don't hit anything you want or you're looking for. Definitely, I think that's happened to all of us before, somewhere along the way. Because then you go, man, I just spent all that money and I didn't get anything I wanted. And that is kind of the cool thing about breaks, is you could take that same money and just concentrate on the team or teams you want the most and probably buy into multiple breaks. We'll definitely buy into multiple breaks for the same amount you spend on the case, and you end up, well, hopefully you end up with stuff you want. Even sometimes then, we don't always, but... But yeah, breaks are addictive. Oh my gosh. I remember when I first discovered them. Oh my good Lord. It was, I'm sure that I probably should have paid for hernia surgery for my mailman. Because every day, it was like Christmas. Every day I was getting just dozens of packages because I just went nuts when I first found breaks and learned about them. I was buying into just tremendous numbers of them every single night. And then I calmed down a little bit and then got more focused on, okay, let's just stick with like these teams and football, these teams and, baseball or basketball or whatever. In the beginning, I was just like, woo, let's buy it all. I want every team and every break. It was crazy, but it was so much fun. But I enjoy breaking. I mean, I enjoy doing this as well. In fact, that's actually how I started doing this. I had so much fun buying into breaks, and I really thought, you know what? I wonder if I would enjoy doing them. I wonder if I would think that was fun, because I like to watch them and I like to participate in them. So I thought, let's give it a go and see what happens. And then, oh my gosh, yeah, boy, I did love it. That's to 125. Javi Baez also out for the year for the Cubbies. Well, I guess maybe he could, I don't know if he could even be back for the playoffs. I think he might be done for the year, but we'll see, I guess. Urena, Marlins, Diamond Kings, Prism. Perez and the Astros with a numbered card 250 there with a little rated rookie action. The Astros have had some nice hits tonight. That was the red, white, and blue to 150. That went by there a second ago for Acuna and the Braves. All right, we're closing in on it. We're getting there. Yelich, teal velocity to 35. That is a shame about him, too. I mean, I talked about that a little bit last night. That's just amazing to me that even happened. I mean, what are the odds of that? And he hits a foul ball into his own kneecap at like 108 miles an hour or whatever they said it was. It was 100 and something miles an hour, and fractures his kneecap. I mean, what are the odds that happens? And he was having such a great season. Here is a very nice little hit for the Padres. Rated prospect, Fernando Tatis Jr. Base autograph. He's out for the year, too, by the by. Seems like everybody's out for the year all of a sudden, doesn't it? But a few are coming back. The Yankees allegedly are going to have Stanton back maybe as soon as this weekend, at least in some limited capacity. I don't know if he'll be full steam ahead, but he's been out most of the season, honestly. And who else are the Yankees? There's somebody else the Yankees were about to get back. Severino, I think, is close to coming back, but that's not who I was thinking of. Anyway, the Yankees are about to get a little boost, I think, to their roster, just from their roster. They're getting like an infusion of talent just because their people are going to get healthy, sounds like. But there have been some nice September returns. Carlos Carrasco up there in Cleveland, who, of course, earlier in the year they found he had leukemia, but he's back pitching again now. Mike Fiers for the Oakland A's is back. Who else? There's a couple others that recently have managed to get back. I think Blake Snell is close to coming back. I thought he might be done for the year, but the way it sounded, the most recent injury report that I saw, it sounded like he might actually get back before the season runs out in a couple of weeks. And of course, the home run record for the year has already been broken with all these weeks left to go. And it was VR with the Orioles who broke it. It was his home run who officially broke the record. 4,000 and whatever it is for the year. And with this many weeks left, it's only going to keep climbing. That juice ball, man, is flying out everywhere. I have to admit, it's kind of fun to watch the home runs, though. So even if they do juice the ball, I don't care. Let them keep going. Victor Mesa, Miami Marlins. That's who you've been waiting on right there. A rated prospect prism, Victor Mesa. Nice. And there was a Victor Mesa base prism that went by as well. So, for whatever that's worth. Ryan O'Hearn and the Royals to 76. This is one of those We the People things. It's kind of printed in a little pattern there across the background. It says We the People. Those are numbered to 76 when we come across them. Peak Performers Prism, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Joey Gallo base prism, and some gold. Loisiga, whichever it is. I get it wrong every single time. For the Yankees. Should be numbered to 10 when we flip it over. And there it is. And first in the series, too. Woohoo! Number 1 of 10. I mean, there's no reason why the first in the series or the last in the series should be more desirable than, say, 2 of 10 or 6 of 10. But somehow they are, aren't they? I mean, I can't be the only one that feels that way. Still 125, the White Sox. Yeah, I mean, if there's 10, I either want 1 of 10 or 10 of 10. There's no legit reason why. It's just a mental thing. Who knows? Brendan Rodgers, Colorado Rockies. How about that? And Brendan is numbered to 15. So nice little hit there for Colorado. Like some Rockies, that was a Senzel-based prism. Now, kids, we are on our last box. So you know what that means. That's right. It is last box mojo time. So right here, we're going to collectively focus our efforts and see if we can't get the mojo to deliver us some massive hits. That's the goal here. We need to bring us something good. So we'll see if we can't accomplish that. Jay Allen wants to know if he's still a 0. Aw, Jay Allen. Well, you haven't had any autographs yet for your Phillies or your Twins. No, sir. I hate to tell you that, but that is the fact at the moment. We are, of course, in the last box, so maybe we can have some mojo for you here. I'm going to do my very best, because I know you'll sleep better if we get you a hit. You said you figured. Were you not having the feeling tonight then? You didn't think you had something cooking? Because you've been pretty on point lately when you've had feelings about a certain team or a certain player hitting. You've been pretty on point with that. Almost there, almost there. I know, it's always the worst part, getting everything out of the wrappers. Rhys Hoskins for the Phillies, number 225. So, Jay Allen, you came just in time to at least get a nice low-numbered parallel for your Phillies with Rhys to 25. Vlad Guerrero Jr., you know the Blue Jays were sweating it. Right there, last box mojo delivers, bringing it home. Like it for the Blue Jays, I like it. Mookie Betts, Diamond Kings Prism. Peak Performers, Josh Hader Prism for the Brewers. Ryan Barucki, it was a double Blue Jay box. So Toronto taking home both the autographs here from that one. Jay Allen, you say it is your first case that you've seen that didn't have Minnesota Twins in it? You know, it's been a while since we've opened this, so I really didn't remember that we found a lot of Minnesota Twins in here, but anytime it's been, you know, more than a week or so since we've opened something, Trevor Story, Rockies, I am likely to forget what we see out of it. Brad Keller to 125, just because we've opened so many other things in between. It's easy to forget. And there's Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers. Followed by Dakota Hudson, St. Louis Cardinals. That's going to be 76. That's another one of our little We the People kind of deals there. And we are almost done. Ryan O'Hearn and the Royals, our last prism there. All right, so we are going to do a little recapping. Of course, as you saw, there's tons of numbered stuff, so we're not going to recap every single numbered thing that we pulled, because that would probably take us a really long time. But what I am going to do is recap some of the lower numbered stuff. And somewhere, I thought I had another We the People. Maybe I stacked it somewhere else. Is that it right there? Yeah, that's it, I think. Just trying to see if I can get all of the ones of a certain type, at least, kind of together is the idea here. All right, I think that's the majority of the lower numbered stuff. Now, it could be that I've left something over there somewhere that is a lower numbered one, but obviously if you saw it go by earlier, you're going to get it. All the cards ship in here. I just tried to keep a few of them set aside. So number to 76, We the People, Matt Chapman for the A's. Same card type, and also to 76 is Dakota Hudson for the Cardinals. Same as for Ryan O'Hearn and the Kansas City Royals. So all of those to 76. We have some gold to 10. Jonathan Loaisiga to 10. Yankees. Nelson Cruz, that is to 10 for the Twins. The Rhys Hoskins for the Phillies to 25. This is Teal Velocity to 35 for the Cardinals. Same as to 35 for the Dodgers. That might be the Dennis Santana I was remembering earlier. Maybe we don't have an autograph. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Christian Yelich to 35 for the Brewers. I don't know, but we're about to find out anyway. All right, so let's see here. We've got Tukey for the Braves to 50. And that is Brad Keller to 99 for the Royals. Josh James for the Astros. Colby for the Atlanta Braves. Keston to 99 for the Brewers. Cedric is the Orioles. There's another Keston. That one is a prism, but it is not numbered. That particular one wasn't. There's a Rowdy Tellez for the Blue Jays. And then we have Ryan Barucki for the Blue Jays. Vlad Guerrero Jr. for the Blue Jays. Brendan Rodgers and the Rockies, numbered to 15. Victor Mesa, Miami Marlins. Fernando Tatis Jr. for the Padres. Perez, Astros to 50. Eloy for the White Sox. Tristan McKenzie, Indians. Michael Kopech, White Sox. Miles Straw, Astros. Jonathan Loaisiga for the Yankees. The Marlins, Dontrell Willis, numbered 250. Jacob Nix, Padres to 35. Justice Sheffield for the Mariners. The Pirates and Kevin Newman, that kid's been playing really well, and that's to 125. The Marlins and Charles Johnson. Is that numbered? No, I guess not. The Texas Rangers, Juan Gonzalez, 250. Nice little Joe Adell and the Angels. Franmil Reyes for the Padres. Kyle Tucker is a nice hit for the Astros to 125. Dakota Hudson, St. Louis Cardinals. And we started things off tonight with Albert Pujols and the St. Louis Cardinals. All right, kids, that is the break. That is the recap. I apparently ran into the tripod at some point, didn't I? I see now it is all crooked, so I guess I did run into it somewhere along the way. Didn't even realize it. Anyway, let's go ahead and put the spreadsheet information up for those of you who jumped in part of the way through. Here's what you need to know. Expecting this to get out the door and on the way to you approximately Tuesday. As always, if I can get something out sooner than the date you see on the screen, I will happily do so. Don't need to worry about consolation cards in this break. Every team pulled cards of some sort, so everybody will get a little package in the mail. Should be on the way to you about Tuesday is my best estimate. Here's what's coming up in the days ahead. So tomorrow night we do have a new release, and as such we're going to start at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. We will break a case of Spectra Football, which is our new release, and then a half a case of Archives Baseball, which is the back half of a case that we started, I don't know, a week or two ago. Saturday night will be an off night. On Sunday we will once again roll through at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. We're going to open a 5-box case of TriStar Game Day Great Series 2 autographed football jerseys and 12 boxes of Absolute Football. That is 2 sealed inner cases, but they are not from a sealed master case. They are individual sealed inner cases. On Monday night, we're going to open a 16-box case of Chronicles Baseball, which I think is the last I have of that. On Tuesday night, we're going to open 5-Star Baseball and Spectra Football, both by the full case. So that's it. That's all the news to use for tonight. As always, thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. I hope that you have a great rest of your week. We're almost to the weekend. If I don't see you again tomorrow night, I hope I will see you again soon. Until then, we'll see you the next time. Bye now.